There are many conspiracy videos and articles about this on the internet, which again goes to show that they want us to associate them with the number 33. Otherwise, why would so many shills and disinformation agents constantly talk about this? I'm not going to give all the examples here because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of examples that other people have talked about in the past, such as the names of many celebrities and famous politicians being 33 in Pythagorean numerology, such as Clinton, and also terms like false flag are 33 as well in the same Pythagorean numerology, and even the word police is 33. By the way, here's one I just discovered recently. Do you want to know what order out of chaos means? The word order is 33 and the word chaos is 19. And all over the internet you see people claiming that the number 19 is supposedly the number of the Quran or the number of Islam, and that there's supposedly a 19 code in the Quran, which I've already refuted in the past. But regardless, they claim that 19 is the number of Islam. So the Freemasons believe that Islam is chaos, because remember, chaos equals 19. So they invent fake Muslims and portray them as the chaos or terrorists. And then they bring their satanic order or police state. Remember, order equals 33, police equals 33, and chaos equals 19. By the way, also the word knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, knight, as in Knights Templar and Knights, you know, the Crusader Knights. The knight, that word, which is also a rank within Freemasonry. When they go to the upper higher ranks, they become Knights of Malta, Knights Hospitaller, Knights Templar, Knights of St. John, Knights of the Temple of Solomon, Teutonic Knights, and all these knightly orders made wars against Muslims during the Crusades and to this very day. So the knights bring their Masonic order using the police after creating a fake chaos or 19. You see, knights is 33, order is 33, police is 33. So do you see what is actually going on? All this stuff, all this so-called history, all this so-called news is scripted. It's a Masonic script. And of course, the Scottish Rite Freemasons, the same order of Freemasons that Albert Pike belonged to, has 33 degrees. And Pike himself was a 33-degree Freemason of this order. And now you understand why they call themselves an order, a Masonic order, because the word order is 33.
That's what your message is to the Iraqi people who are wondering.
You're free. And freedom is beautiful, and you know, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, but we're order out of chaos, but we will. Yeah, John.
Sir, given the success of Zalmay Khalilzad and Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar shook hands to start the process of ending the US's longest-running war. The Americans entered Afghanistan in 2001 to remove the Taliban from power. Now, 19 years later, the Taliban and the US are talking peace.
Now this so-called peace agreement is being done by these so-called Taliban, these fake Taliban, these actors. And if you look at the people involved in it, it's so funny. One of the people involved in it is Mullah Zaif. Now Mullah Zaif surrendered to the occupying forces, to the Zionists in 2001. He surrendered to them, and yet somehow he is making peace, even though he surrendered to the occupiers, to the kuffar. And yet he's being portrayed as some kind of Taliban leader who's making peace between the two sides. And so the people you're seeing, making this so-called peace agreement, they're either actors or they're traitors. They are people who betrayed the Taliban, or they are total actors and fakes, like this guy.
5,000 Taliban prisoners before inter-Afghan dialogue, the 5,000...
And if anyone doesn't know who this guy is, just go and watch his interview on BBC. I mean, he's such a bad actor. He's clearly not a real Taliban. I mean, think about it. You know, for all these years, for 20 years, they never showed us the leader of the Taliban. They never showed us Mullah Muhammad Omar. And yet they show this guy, you know, and this guy actually appears on TV and they interview him. But they won't interview the real leader, Mullah Omar. You know, but they interview, I mean, and if you're not completely brainwashed, you can easily tell that this entire interview is staged and fake. But I'm going to tell you something, you know, these people, these are ISIS. These people that you're seeing in this peace agreement, so-called, these are ISIS. We're being told that the Taliban are betraying the Mujahideen and siding with America against ISIS. And they have made an agreement with America to fight ISIS. This is all being done to make us think that ISIS are real. Whereas ISIS in Afghanistan were never real. They're not even like ISIS in Iraq that originated from a real group called Tawheed wal Jihad, then it became Majlis Shura al-Mujahideen, and eventually it became fake. But the ISIS in Afghanistan was completely fake from the very beginning. I mean, how could ISIS even appear in Afghanistan? How could they travel? Did they get on planes and travel from Iraq to Afghanistan? I mean, which airport sent ISIS from Iraq to Afghanistan? I mean, so it's completely fake. And they're trying to make ISIS in Afghanistan appear real and as the only, you know, real Mujahideen who refuse to compromise with America and so on. And so they're trying to portray the real Mujahideen as being traitors. But I'm telling you, these people we're seeing, these people are ISIS. These are the Knights of Malta. These are the Masons. And that's why they're working with the BBC, which is also run by the Knights of Malta. And the Knights of Malta, as I said before, they've made an agreement to portray... they've made an agreement to basically create a fake ISIS in agreement with the Zionists, in agreement with Iran and Israel. And so the ISIS that we are seeing in Afghanistan is absolutely completely fake, and they're trying to portray them now as the only, you know, real group, and that's why they're doing this. This whole story is to make the real Mujahideen, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, appear like sellouts and ISIS as the real deal.
I'll be meeting personally with Taliban leaders in the not too distant future, and we'll be very much hoping that they will be doing what they say they're going to be doing. They will be killing terrorists.
You see, Trump says that the Taliban have agreed to kill terrorists. In other words, to kill ISIS. So the Taliban have agreed to fight for America against ISIS, even though America controls this fake ISIS. America and the Knights of Malta, the Zionists and the Taoists together fully control ISIS in Afghanistan. Donald Trump is the leader of this fake ISIS that we are seeing in Afghanistan. I don't mean Donald Trump himself. Donald Trump is just an actor. But I mean, you know, what Trump represents. America, Iran, Israel, these are the leaders of ISIS. Whereas the Islamic Emirate is, when they're fighting against ISIS, they are also fighting against America. And that's what's really happening.
Два قسمه за Исубко یو پوره بغدادی ولا داشت بغداد ولا د عراق تو یلو برعکس فی الحال مشته اس قسم غا ندو پچارچ میج ویل چې خو نه ضرورت شته دی و نه مناسب دی نو وخت دغه دی چې میج د متعلق ستوي نو معلومات کړی دی نه به مشته ضرورت شته د ور مصروف تی میج دی مصروف په جهاد البته دا د خراسان په نوم دایش چې مخشي د حافظ سعید په نوم د زمور و یه دغه په برعکس شو دا وایم چې د دې د عقیده او د نظریې د سوچ د پالیسي د ارشي مش خلاف هيو یو کیسه دا زو چې مخشه مش د تحریک نه وتلی تحریک نو د ولتل د اعلان وکړ او پاک چې حکیمه نقطې بیان کړې وي چې دا د چا خلته د چا په خلو داس د سم کړې وي هغه زیوت غدا غوي د دیته د خراسان په نوم چې کیم دهشته اگر قانون زمورون او د تحریک نه د وتل ازیوت وجه د مش دغه کسون وی چې دا اوس موجوده په د خراسان په غاشوي په داعش نو دغه مش دای چې دغه.
Notice that he said the same thing that I've been saying about ISIS for the past several years, that Daesh or ISIS in Afghanistan is different from the one in Iraq, and that the one in Afghanistan is actually completely fake. And he also spoke against the TTP, Tehrik-e-Taliban of Pakistan, which I've been exposing, since 2013. And he says that he actually was a member of the TTP, but he left them after he found out that they were fake or corrupt. And also remember that ISIS in Afghanistan have never even once attacked the American or the Iranian military at all. And this is how we know that the Afghan-Pakistani ISIS are completely fake. But now that the Taliban have supposedly made peace with America, when the real Taliban attack the American military, the media can say that it's ISIS. So they can convince people that ISIS in Afghanistan is real and not simply Zionist Shias in disguise. So future attacks may be reported as ISIS attacks, even though they would be carried out by the real Taliban, by the real Islamic Emirate. You see, as I mentioned a few years ago, the real peace deal is between the Zionists and the Taoists. So what I believe has really happened is that the Taoist Masons have agreed to stop showing the videos of the real Taliban, the videos of their attacks on the American forces, on their fake Al-Imara studio website and videos. And so it seems like the Mujahideen have figured out that the Al-Imara studio is run by Munafiqeen and have turned against them. And since they aren't giving them their videos anymore, the Taoists have decided to just censor the real Mujahideen completely on the internet, just as the Zionists have censored them on TV since 2001. And that's why we never ever saw, Mullah Muhammad Omar. The TV and the internet both censored Mullah Muhammad Omar, but on the internet we were still being shown some videos of the Mujahideen fighting. But now I think that they're going to just stop showing their videos, and when they don't show the videos, people are going to think that, yeah, since they made peace, that's why there are no more videos of them attacking the military. And the reason why I believe why this is happening now instead of in 2007, the reason why I think it's happening now instead of in 2017, when the Taoists fully joined the Zionists, is because the Zionist Freemasons wanted this to fit into their numerological rituals, to their number games. So the fake peace had to be 19 years after 9/11, when the 19 hijackers supposedly attacked the Twin Towers. So this is all part of the Taoist Zionist Masonic alliance. It's not really a peace deal between America and the real Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan at all. The Freemason actors you see on TV claiming to be Taliban are actually ISIS and not Taliban. Some of them are actors. Some of them are ISIS who may be former Taliban, who may be traitors from the former Taliban. They are Taoist Masons working for the government of Pakistan and working for the Knights of Malta, for the Taoists, for the Knights of St. John, the Knights Hospitaller. This is why this retarded actor pretending to represent the Taliban first appeared on the Taoist-run BBC. And some people ask me why the BBC did a good job of exposing Bashar Assad in the interview that I showed on my past videos in 2015. Well, it's because, as I said before, the BBC is run by Taoists. And the Taoists were also using ISIS against Bashar Assad in Syria. So they really oppose Assad, and that's why they exposed him during the interview several years ago.